Wednesday.
Yeah, is it just Wednesday? Man, I was feeling Friday.
Yeah, I wish. Wouldn't that be nice?
So, you know how you get over that? You have
a drink. Oh, dink.
Wait, I'll do it again. You're frozen. You're frozen. Ah! You're frozen.
Frozen.
Did you do that on purpose? Did you just mess with me freezing up?
No, you were talking the entire time.
And you were frozen. I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna.
I don't know how you. I didn't even see that you were frozen. I saw you talking the entire time. So
yeah, well, I saw you going.
Well, let us know if you guys saw us frozen or not, because I didn't see us frozen.
Well, that's because you weren't seeing you. You were frozen.
All right. Happy Wednesday to everyone out there. We hope you're enjoying a glass of wine. I am. I love this glass of wine. It is a watermelon flavored wine.
Oh,
it's delicious.
Oh, so Sarah and I, unbeknownst to each other, selected watermelon flavored wine. We both watermelon flavored wine today. So I was pretty excited because I was going to, me and my canned wine. So I tried this. It's called Day Drinking, which I thought was really cute. And it's watermelon rosé. And the can says day drinking from sun up to sundown. All of those things seem fabulous. So I bought it. And Sarah's like, I'm drinking watermelon wine too. And we're like, oh, we're going to talk about our watermelon wine. So I had a sip of my watermelon wine and I looked like a cat with a hairball.
Yeah, you did not like that at all. I'm really enjoying mine though. What did you switch to? What wine are you drinking?
I switched to a peach honey. I'm yellow. Oh my gosh.
Man, Facebook is just not liking us today.
Holy cow.
I'm going to take you off and then bring you back. Oh, there you go.
I'm having a peach honeysuckle wine spritzer.
Ooh, that sounds good.
So much better than this nasty stuff. Yuck. Here. I have to pour it out.
Mine, it reminds me of a watermelon Jolly Rancher. That's what mine tastes like. I love it. I absolutely love it.
It's a bag full.
Mm-hmm.
So which is yours? Yours is from Leo?
Maybe. I don't remember, to be honest.
You're going to have to know.
I just made sure I grabbed a bunch of wine for like a couple weeks worth of wine about it.
That's me too. I can do math. So we should do comments.
Okay. Let's hop on over to our comments. So Lisa Fisher, thank you so much. We're so happy to have you on here. Trisha, cheers. Oh no, I was frozen.
You were frozen. I didn't make that up. You were like,
oh no, I'm so sorry. And were you actually yellow? We don't know what actually happened.
As Mary Beth says, Lucinda is yellow.
All right, Facebook is not dealing with us today for some reason. All right, Mary Beth, hi, so happy to have you on. Trisha, those earrings, I commented about your earrings as well. I loved them today.
I'm working on a pair that has copper chain in them for you, Sarah.
Ooh, I love those. Those are really pretty. Mary Beth says watermelon is not a flavor she likes.
Well, Mary Beth, apparently, in this case, the same deal, because I was hacking and spitting, and then I took great joy in.
The best part was she poured her wine into her glass, and she takes a sip, and she goes, "Oh, this is disgusting." And then she's like, "But I'm just gonna keep drinking it." And then she takes another sip, and she like immediately slams her cup down, and gets up and runs out. And she's like, "I'm getting a different wine. I can't." So it was torture for those 2 sips.
So, you guys right here with us. So if you decide to have day drinking by Little Big Town, day drinking from sun up to sundown, I suggest that you have the watermelon rosé when you are stinking drunk. You can't taste it because it's
save it for last.
Oh yeah, Mary Beth, remember one of the things we shared with you a few months ago was the Pamplemousse rosé.
Ooh, that one's good.
And so Mary Beth just commented on that. It was so good.
Mm-hmm. That was probably one of the best. Honestly, though, it's not a natural watermelon flavor. It's one of those like candy watermelon flavors, which I love. I love candy watermelon stuff.
She can down fresh watermelon all the time. It's like, thanks, I'm good.
But candy watermelon flavor, oh, I love it. It's like, because those candy flavors are not the same. Like when you taste like banana flavored stuff, but a banana, I like a regular banana. And if I love grapes, but grape flavored things, I don't like it. But I love me some watermelon flavored stuff.
But this is also the same person who, as a child, loved Augmentin. That it's like that penicillin drug that you give children, and it tastes like bubble gum.
Oh yeah.
And I would taste it just to see, because Sarah would try it, and it would be like, more. I want more. And I was like, what is this? And I taste
I love the flavor of bubble gum. There's certain candy flavors that I love and certain candy flavors that I think are just nasty. So something about it. I don't know. What are your favorite candy flavors? I'd love to know everyone's favorite candy flavors.
Share.
Yeah, there are some that I can just eat all day long, and there are some that I think are disgusting.
What about lemon? Because about 5 minutes ago, I turned completely yellow.
I love lemon. Love lemon. I could just eat a lemon.
I can eat lemons, but lemon flavored candy, like lemon drops.
So I love it. I love lemon flavored stuff. So good. I love it. All right. So now that we're done talking about candy flavors and our wine flavors.
Mona says she needs help. I don't think she needs help choosing a candy flavor. I think she wants help choosing a color.
Yes. And we can do that. So today we are kind of just giving some inside secrets to color and how it works, and also how it shifts between each season. So let's dive into, I really love this first graphic that we're going to show, because I really think it incorporates everything that we talk about being harmonious versus non-harmonious. So let me bring that up on the screen for everyone to show. There we go.
It's frozen.
All right, so our top, it's the same girl, but what we did is in the top, we have her in in autumn colors, and in the bottom, we have her in summer colors. Now, this is a summer model. She doesn't have any red or gold highlights. She's also, if she's softer, like more of a dustier than you would think of a winter. I hate to use the word dusty, but it kind of just gets the point across.
Yeah. So, hey, as a summer, I appreciate that description, because when I'm making choices, I always look to see if something is a little ish, ish, soft-ish. And so if I didn't, and let's say that I chose a palette that I used to look good in. I used to look good in the palette the model is wrapped up in up above. If I were still choosing that, I would look palette. I mean, if you look at the two of them and you kind of move your eye across the graphic, you see that in the top graphic, she looks like she is further back. She is reduced in importance in terms of the way you're looking at her. And the ring it's screaming at you, while this model inside the ring on top looks like she's almost a black and white version of herself. She's gray.
Right. Yeah, I see that.
So then you go down to her harmonious palette, which is the summer palette, which is what I'm now rocking. And you see that she comes forward. You see color in her cheeks. You see skin tone. you know, a healthy looking skin tone, not the kind of pallid, jaundicey looking skin tone. And her hair looks richer. So again, harmony, it's what it's all about. And that's what we're talking about today.
I'm seeing, I think it's because she's further away from me right now. Because when I was looking at this image, she was up close in my face when I first saw this, when you first created it. And, you know, of course, it did not work. It wasn't harmonious with her. But now I'm looking at her at a screen that's further away, and her skin tone looks a little bit green to me. I'm seeing, right, her non-harmonious, if you look, it almost looks a little greenish compared to the bottom, which is, you know, a natural, healthy looking pink undertone.
Exactly. And so that's basically what we're here to talk to you about today. Okay, the UPS man is at my door, so I'm hoping he doesn't need me for anything, but non-contact deliveries. Anyway, that's what we're here to talk to you about today. And the reason we call it an industry secret is when manufacturers, like, they'll make a sweater, and you go out to Nordstrom and you'll see the sweater on the rack, and you'll see it in multiple colors. And usually you will see one color from each of the seasonal palettes. Have you noticed that? Typically there's always a black, you know, the winters can wear black, but often you will see a range. And we put together some ranges so you could see in 3 dimensions, I like to say, because that's kind of the way we're presenting it, how the seasonal color choices work.
Yeah. All right. So I'm just going to bring up our next slide, which is really a cool slide to look at. Now, what this is going to do, it's going to take each season and it's going to show you how the color shifts between all of the seasons. So let me go ahead and grab that so we can just bring it in the screen and then we can all chat about it. So here, here's all 4 seasons, and this kind of just gives you that guide that goes how each season changes. Now, the top, of course, you have your black, your gray, and then you have that deep brown, that rich, warm brown, and then you have your spring, which is like that khaki color, as I like to call it, tan, like a rich, warm tan. So that's kind of those colors that we typically see up at the top.
So that top row would be choosing your summer trench coat. I'm obsessed with getting a summer trench coat. So if I were to go out shopping with Sarah, which I won't do yet, she keeps me quarantined, and I'll say to her, Sarah, let's go shopping, and she'll go, no, you'll die. Stay in the house. So voila. So, but if we were to go shopping, or when we do go shopping for our summer trench coats, you can see Sarah would look really good in kind of a rich brown, maybe. There's some people who could rock a black. The winters just look so great in that. I will, of course, probably choose my go-to color, which is always my hair color, because then I can accessorize with the bright, you know, like the bright pink or whatever, blue. And that kind of takes you through a row of neutrals. But then the next color that we popped up here is, think in terms of lipstick and the way that lipstick changes from one season to the next. And it becomes 3-dimensional here because springs are brights. I like it. Another word for spring are brights. Springs are brights. Autumns, I use the term rich. Autumns are rich. Springs are brights. Autumns are rich. Winters are bold. And summers are soft. So you go from bright through rich to bold to soft.
Yeah, that's the perfect explanation when going from left to right. Now, the last color, now is that like a teal or is it more of a blue? Because my screen is showing it almost
on spring?
Well, that last row, what would you categorize?
They're blues. They're okay. Blues. But again, if you got the blues, your blues are going to be different depending on your season. If you're a spring, I mean, you can certainly wear sky blue as a spring or whatever, but you see springs gravitating toward the turquoises. And the reason you see that is because they look so darn beautiful in those colors. And then autumns, remember, springs are bright. You look at that first row and you see bright. And you take kind of the same colors, push the rich button, and what do you see?
You get autumns.
Right. And then you take those same colors and make them cool, button, and you get winter. And then that last row, you push the soft button, and those colors just soften up and become summers.
Yeah. And let us know if you have any questions about how to look at these shades as well. So just go ahead and leave them in the comments down below. And I'm going to grab our blues and greens next.
Speaking of comments, there's a great bit of dialogue going on that I've been kind of catching as we talk. And Lori says, we don't use summer trench coats in Texas because it was 95 there yesterday.
Whew.
Wow. Yeah. But remember, when I say the summer trench, I'm talking about something that's kind of like a lightweight kimono almost thing. And, I like a little bit of a cover up because here in Virginia, we may be hot in the day, but they say, if you don't like Virginia weather, wait an hour because then it'll be completely different. So we always tend to layer, get up, go out in the morning, you need a little bit more, and then you move throughout the day and you get something completely different.
Oh yeah, we have mastered the art of layering here. Now, one last thing I wanted to mention with that last image we had up, that top row, I was thinking also accessories wise, like your handbags, your shoes, your footwear. That's kind of the category to stay within is that top row.
And think in terms of if you could go back, I don't mean to. Did you like to see that last slide? Think in terms of you're going to have staples in your wardrobe, things that will be kind of a generalized color, and then you will do things to them to make them give them a pop of color. So if you're talking about, like, for example, you should probably have a tank top in one of those top colors that you can add to your wardrobe, and then you can make that bolder or brighter with a piece of jewelry, whatever.
All right, so I promised earlier that we would move on to blues and greens now. So let's grab the blues and greens.
So, and again, we welcome your comments, but what did I tell everybody was like the secret buzzword for springs to all the way through summers? Springs are brights. And so what you see here is a bright version of this palette that goes from green to blue. Autumns, what are autumns? They're rich. So you take those bright colors, you push the rich button, and you see it actually move. I mean, it has the dimensionality to it, so that it becomes richer, right? And then you move on. And how do you make a green cooler? Well, you take it more and make it more of a primary. So bring it back to bold, make it primary, and you see this row of bold version of colors. What do you do with that bold palette when you want to make it a summer? You soften it.
Yep.
Literally, it almost looks like you took a veil, placed it over those bold colors to give you these soft tones.
And I always hate saying the word dustier, but you see it perfectly right here, how it just makes those colors just dustier. You just like a light dusting.
Dusting isn't necessarily a bad word unless you're in my house. I don't do the dusting. I don't even do the cleaning thing. I have a house cleaning philosophy. I'll share with you. Just wisdom, and take it for what it. Those of you who know me know that this is true. I believe that if you clean your house twice a week, you've cleaned your house twice a week, and on the next week it's dirty again. So what if you skip that twice a week and maybe skip the week after and possibly the week after? You have saved yourself 6 cleanings by the time you're ready to clean. It's math. It's just arithmetic.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Interesting philosophy there. I know you live by
it. What's the point? Anyway, back to color.
Yes.
Dusty isn't a bad word. Dusty is a descriptive word. And when I'm out shopping, I look at clothing colors and I say, is this soft enough? Is this dusty enough? Is it too bold? Because I want to arrive in a room before my jacket does, before my shirt does, my sweater does. And that dusty is a fine word, Sarah. You can use it all you want.
All right. Thank you. Now,
and one other thing. Can we go back? I wasn't quite ready to leave that. If you look at that slide and think about who can wear these shades, because we're going to do a little exercise here. If you look at that top row, you see there are only certain kinds of people who can look good in that spring green. Like I would look horrible. I mean, I would just look awful. And if you, in your mind's eye, can envision somebody who just would rock that spring color beautifully, they are typically golden blonde. It's warm and it's light. Think about, movie stars. Think about some friend you have, somebody you know, warm and light. So then you go to the autumns, and there is only one season, one type of person who looks great in that color. Nobody else can wear it, and that would be a Sarah or a Mary Beth. As you know, Mary Beth's on here. Both of which would just look fantastic in this olivey color, but the rest of us, forget it.
But I want to point out how much yellow is in that olive color, how much warmth there is. So there's a difference between a warm olive color versus a cool olive color. So
you're talking olive drab now.
Right.
Shade. I'm literally looking at that and thinking it's the color of some olives that I buy at the grocery store. The shade olive. Then you go to the winter. Who can rock that winter?
Winters are the only people that could really look good in that blue green.
Dark hair. Cool highlights. Blue highlights. No red or gold. That boom.
Now imagine that color on me. That color would arrive in a room way before I did. Absolutely.
So we had a comment on here that says, I look equally good in spring and winter greens, even lime. And she said, I guess because they are both bright. Interesting observation, Lori, because of the palettes, 2 of the palettes are brighter, bolder. 2 of the palettes are softer. And those 2 brighter, bolder palettes happen to be spring and winter. So really, if you, and I don't know your hair color, and I'm looking at a teeny tiny little profile picture that looks like it's done in black and white, so there are no clues there. But I suspect that you are somewhere between warm and cool, like right in the middle. If you were really warm, you might have some problems, like Sarah, looking at that winter green. And if you're really cool, And that spring green might not cut it for you. So basically, again, 3 dimensions of different shades.
Right.
And even the teals, we always say anybody can wear teal. Look at how close they are on the scale.
Mm-hmm.
Really close.
Mm-hmm.
But still, that middle color on the left is a little bit, what do we call springs? They're bright.
Mm-hmm.
That color in the autumn column, it's rich. It's richer than that brighter spring color. In winter, you see that teal color is gold teal. And then compare that to the summer, and what happens? Somebody laid a veil over all of those colors, and they become beautiful for me to
wear. All right. So now I'm going to move on to our next grouping, which is going to be the purples and the reds.
Yes. And before we do that, I have to call Colin McBride out for calling that green autumn spruce green. It's fabulous green. We don't call
I love, honestly, I love the color. I absolutely love it. It goes back to the whole yellow fight where you can ask anyone, and autumns out there will say they love the color mustard, but everyone else will say, oh. And it's like that same argument where
like me. Sarah loves mustard. She sees a mustard colored sweater and she's in heaven, and I see it. And I had a similar reaction that I did to that watermelon wine and like doing the hairball thing. It's not for me.
Mm-hmm.
You don't call those greens poop greens. Call them rich colors.
All right. So
the way that you would make that green in Photoshop, for example, is you actually add a touch of its complement color. So what is the complement to green on the color wheel? Well, it's the color essentially of Sarah's hair. So you take some of that color of Sarah's hair, you add it to a green, and you actually get olive or green, depending on what you want to call it. Yeah, I'm ready to move on.
Okay. I'm just waiting for you now.
Blah, 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 blah.
Well, I brought up the purples. So we now have your purples. You probably know what we're going to say now. We're just going to go through each season and talk about how the colors shift. Do you want to go one by one?
Well, I think, I wish everybody could talk back to us, because I'd say, what do you think? You see this? Purples are very much like teals. You'll find that almost anybody can wear a purple, and they're very close. We're talking nuances here as to what how they change from one season to the next. Again, spring, it's a bright purple, and it's got a little red in it, because of the red or gold highlights in the spring's hair, right? Mix a little in there to make sure everything is, we use that word again, harmonious. Then the autumn is rich. You take it down a notch. Again, there's still a little bit of the red happening in there, but it's not so vivid. Remember, spring is bright. Autumn's rich. So we take it down a notch, but they're both still on the warm side. And the same is true as you move toward the reds. You see springs, coral is like big, big, big. Spring color, you make it a little bit richer, more complex, bring it down a notch, and you see that you've got like a terracotta, would you say, or maybe, what would you call that color?
Like an apricot.
Yeah, something like that. And then you bring it further down, then you've got the spring, that vivid orange, which isn't really the color of an orange.
Really, it should be like a bright apricot kind of. It's not bright. It's just like you take a color and you turn up that brightness. I think when I think apricot, I think more of the autumn palette. So I think it's just those little tiny.
The thing I have to say about springs is you go bright And it's not necessarily a color you're going to see in nature because, you know, you need that brightness in order to make it all of a piece, to make everything harmonious. And then you make it richer for the autumns, right?
Right.
And then for the cools, or for the winters, you just turn off that warmth. You take away the red or gold. Remember, the springs and autumns had red or gold highlights in their hair. You move into winter, there is no red or gold. So those colors represent what you would wear if you did not have red or gold in your hair. So the colors don't have red or gold. And then you're looking at a purple that's a little less red, but it's still purple, of course. And then you go down the palette to those bold berries. Again, red or gold, reddish gold. Obviously, a berry is a red, but it's a red without the yellow in it. And then what do we do for summer? We lay a veil over it.
Yep.
And there you have it.
Yeah, I just love these diagrams because I think you really get a sense for how each season and how it changes for each season. Now, I should say we will leave these in the comments down below. If anyone has any questions, feel free to let us know. But we will have these images there so you can grab them if you want to just kind of take another pass through at them.
Because sometimes it's not enough to know your own season. You need to understand how the whole process works. Because then you'll understand what manufacturers are doing when they put out a colorway of a particular, I don't know, a bodycon dress. And you see it in a number of different colors. What's interesting, though, is if you go in a Nordstrom and you look at high-end manufacturers, their colorways are more sophisticated than if you were to go on, say, Amazon. Now, I'm all about shopping online. I think, you know, honey, if you can find a cute cotton tunic on Amazon, bring it up. But if you look at the colors that they offer, you'll find they're less sophisticated than what they're showing you here. And, you know, you might see something all done in primaries. Whereas if you were to go in Nordstrom, you see that they give you a variety of all these kinds of different looks.
Oh, yeah. So I saw, Holly, your comment pop up. Sarah, what lipstick and blush are you wearing today? I'm wearing Allspice blush, and I'm wearing Mango Punch lipstick. So that's kind of like my go-to natural lipstick right now. It's just, I love it. It's easy. It makes me feel not as dressy, but a little comfy kind of. So I really like Mango Punch.
And you know what's actually kind of fun, and I'll tell you a story. When I put on Mango Punch lipstick, and I've done that with my coloring, Sarah, she calls it like a natural. That's because she has all this vivid color happening around her face. If I put on Mango Punch lipstick, it looks bright orange on me, and almost to the point of being that bottom color on the spring top on that spring chart.
Yeah. As you can see, it's like it has an orange undertone, but it's not as bold as some of the colors that I normally wear. So it's kind of right in between, but it looks like somebody painted it on you when you wear Mango Punch, because we do like to mess around with colors in the office, and it's the same with blush. Like it doesn't blend, it doesn't just melt into your skin. It looks like a straight color.
Here's an analogy, because I'm like an art lover from way back. And you know those Andy Warhol portraits of Marilyn Monroe, where he actually painted the red lipstick on her face and it just looks like somebody cut it out and slapped it on her face? That's the kind, when I try on that Mango Punch, that's what I'm looking like. It's just awful.
Well, it's funny because when I wear something that's cooler, like I'm trying to think, like a perfect plum, or you know, one of those bold reds like Red Carpet, which is a whole lot cooler. I love bold lipsticks, so don't get me wrong, but the problem is it just looks like it was painted on me. I don't look natural. There's nothing natural about the look. So you know, with like this warm, rich, even when I wear, you know, chilly lipstick where it's like this bold, rich red, it still harmonizes with myself. But when I wear something that's just off my warm track, it looks like it's painted on. And I should probably bring back our harmonious versus non-harmonious image, because that's exactly what happens. You know, it just looks like the color is slapped on me and nothing blends right at all.
It's interesting because Holly says you look like you have a tan. You may want to share your bronzing secret these days, because Sarah does not tan. She uses like SPF thermonuclear as her sunscreen. She just the highest version she can get.
Holly, you probably know I used almond. I don't have it right next to me, but the almond press powder, the Perfection press powder. I use almond, and that's how I always look bronze. And I also have a warm light in front of me. Let me turn that off. So I probably look less bronze when I do that. But I do have a light that's like right in front of me that's probably making me look bronzer.
Holly, you may want to consider that to put a little color in without going in the danger zone.
Right. The sun is a no. Now, if you guys have any other questions regarding color, how it changes, what shades we're wearing today, what your season is, you can always message us or comment below. We'll be happy to help.
And really, one of the things that I think that we should bring up at this point, because we've covered a lot, and it's a lot of things to think about, but you can see that the science is true. The science is there. It's based on something that it's not smoke and mirrors. It's not magic. The science is there. We've done that same work on the Deluxe Color Kits, where if you're just starting out with this, I mean, we know all these things that are popping up here, and we know that you've been doing this with us a while. But if out there, if you're new to this and you're thinking, oh, there's a lot to this, and I need help. I don't really. I recommend the Deluxe Color Kit, because it does everything for you. It has a fan, like you see these rings, so that when you go shopping, you can, use your fan against something. And then it's chosen the makeup. I mean, we've toyed back and forth with each other saying, yeah, when I wear that makeup, I look awful. The Deluxe Color Kits completely resolve all that for you and give you a beautiful look that you can be satisfied with. And they're cheap. It's an incredibly good value for all the things that you're getting. So I highly recommend them.
Yeah, I guess I never thought about it, but yeah, as we throw out all these different lipstick shades, if you are interested and do want to get makeup within your season and get your seasonal swatch band so you know all the colors you should be wearing, Color Deluxe Color Kits, they come with lipstick, they come with a blush. If you're in autumn like me, it comes with the Allspice blush, which is what I'm wearing today. And you get even nail lacquer. I mean, there's a bunch of things in that collection that we get. So it's absolutely worth it.
And you don't go wrong. I mean, some of you, I recognize names, have purchased the Deluxe Kit to get started with us. And you wrote us and said, everything in the kit looks good on me. And so often you'll go to like stores, cosmetic stores, whatever, and they'll have these kits put together with no rhyme or reason. And you'll try one lipstick and it's like, and I'll call Sarah and I'll say, hey, Sarah, I got this lipstick. And so, yeah. And then she does the same if she gets something cool. But it's useful. And the nice thing about the Deluxe Color Kits is you can wear everything in it beautifully. And if you're not sure of your season, contact us. Or do the color quiz online. And, I think after this particular video, you're pretty much going to know your season. But if for some reason you don't, we're here for you. Sarah will post the links to the Deluxe Color Kit so that you have that opportunity. And I suggest you jump on.
And so if you guys have any other questions and you need help, you need links, you need these images and you can't find them, let us know. We will get them to you No worries. We love talking. We love talking to everyone, and we love all the emails that we've been getting recently. I mean, thank you so much. We really appreciate it, letting us know that you love Wednesdays and you love coming off with us, because there are days where we just feel like we're bothering you, and then there are other days where I feel like thank you for loving color as much as we do, because sometimes I feel like I'm overexcited and get excited to talk about color, but then I realize I think there's other people out there that get excited too to talk about color.
You know what I think in terms of color? I think color is a little bit of alchemy that we all carry around in our minds, something that we know that maybe nobody else fully understands.
Mm-hmm.
When you have that magic, people will come to you and go, oh, does this look good on me? Or you always look so great or so put together or whatever. And, you know, they'll say things like, I like your earrings. Well, my earrings match my hair and they're in my season. And you might not feel that way if I was wearing big orange circles or whatever.
That is so funny because I know you're making fun of the earrings I have that are like the hoops with the orange ribbon wrapped around it. I felt that comment towards me and I knew exactly what you were talking about.
Now, who bought those hoops? For you, yes.
It was. Did you? I don't know. Oh.
And that's another benefit of understanding color in all 4 seasons of color, because you can choose a gift that somebody will love and they'll go, oh, this is so me. Thank you. How did you? Color's magic. And I know we've said that before, and it is. We love it. And we hope that you can embrace it and carry that little bit of magic around with each of you.
Mm-hmm. So our final cheers to Wine About It. And we will see you on, are we doing Friday or are we switching to Monday?
I think we just go for it. We got so many comments from you guys saying that you'd like to see us do Monday for our skincare, our home spa day. So we're going to jump to Monday and we'll put out a little notification on the site. Well, having said that, I'm going to enjoy my peach honeysuckle wine spritzer and
cheers. And so we'll see everyone on Monday now for skincare. We need to come up with a new name. So if anyone has ideas, let us know because we need a new name now.
With it for Monday.
All right. So we'll see you guys later.
Bye.